Alright boys, it's a beautiful day in Texas. I have no work. So what we're going to do today, we're going to play with the Mercury. So I haven't touched it, I haven't started it up at all. So let me go ahead and open the hood for you guys. You guys, completely cold. We're gonna see how well it starts up. Alright, so what I've been doing is I've been starting up the car in order to get all the nasty gas out of it. So, 1, 2 pumps. Starts right up. What do you guys think? Now, one thing still got to do. There's still those exhaust leaks. No good. I think there's one on each side actually. I can feel one right here. There's one there. I believe there's one on this side too. Yeah, you can hear it. Smokes a lot less. Actually, it doesn't really smoke at all anymore. Since I've been running it. So basically every day I'm running it in order to get all that gas out. Here's something that you saw on Instagram. I just want to make sure that I get a real video of it. But I got the rear window to work. Basically just needed lube. The guy that I bought it from was like, oh, it only goes down a little bit, but no, you lube it up, it'll work just fine. So that's a neat thing I didn't have to do much to fix. When you're dealing with old cars, one of the things that you're going to have to deal with is electrical issues. So I'm going to show you step 1 for diagnosing any electrical issue, and that is going straight to the fuse box. So I'm going to put the car to on. I have a test light right here that is hooked up to ground, and up here is the fuse box. So we got the clock, we got cigar lighter, my flashlight's dying, we got stop lamps, tail park lamps, dome light, extras, spare, heater, turn signals, radio, backup light. So let me show you what I do to check fuses. Now, yeah, you can visually check these, but what I like to do is just see if I get power on either side of the fuse. And if I do, then I know the fuse is good. I'm gonna go all the way up so it gets you guys a better view. Just check on each side, boom, boom. That top one doesn't seem like it wants to work. I don't know what that one is. Power, power. That's a spare. Why it has power, I don't know. So it looks like the only thing that doesn't have power is the very top one, which is an instrument cluster. Alright guys, here's something kind of cool. Something new I fixed. Look at that. So I got these to work. It looks like the under dash light doesn't work. That's probably just a bulb. But I got these to work by replacing these switches. It's probably maybe 15 bucks for it, but it was just sitting here like this, just undone. And I pulled it through, put a new switch in, and it works great. So that's gonna go back in here. Boom. And here's a shout out to the guys that sold me those. I've never used them before other than for those switches, so I don't know if that's gonna focus for you or not. Yeah, cool. So I got one more switch to put in on the other side. So digging a little further, I got the rear lights to work, but this dash light still isn't working. Now, I checked the bulb. Here's the original bulb, you can tell because it has that little stamp on it. I checked it with my power source and it lights up. And I'm not getting any power to the socket right here, so that makes me think there's something wrong with the switch or one of these connections to the switch. So should be getting some kind of power. So I'm gonna go ahead and unplug all of these and see if I can find it. I've unplugged the switch. If you look right there, I get power here. So what that tells me is that the issue is going to be in this switch. I bet it's corroded. So I'm going to go ahead and take it apart, take it out and take it apart, clean it up and put it all back together and see if I can get it to work. Well, in pulling the switch apart, you can see that's not very clean in there. So I'm hoping cleaning this all up, I'll get that light to work. I feel like that is a little cleaner. So fingers crossed. After way too long, I finally got the light to work. So now it works on the switches and the door jambs, and also that one works, that switch works it. So there was two problems. It was always getting power, but one, you see this original bulb? It probably won't focus, but it's kind of cratered in on the end. I'm sorry, my camera sucks. Anyway, so it wasn't reaching the contact, so I put a new bulb in it, which is now reaching the contact, but the problem was the ground for the circuit is this housing, and it had gotten some corrosion behind here, and so it wasn't grounding. So I had to clean that up, as well as the bore inside where this light bulb is, to get that to work. But now it works, which is great. And last but not least, we got the dome light to work. That one was easy, I just pushed the bulb in farther. I've been attempting to get the brake lights to work, and I've traced it down to this pressure switch right here. So it's the original one. I never bothered to test it or replace it when I did the master cylinder, but I basically, what happens is one of these wires, this wire is always hot, always is 12 volts. And whenever you press on the brake, the hydraulic pressure causes this to make a connection to this wire, give that 12 volts, and that sends power to your tail lights. So I was having zero brake lights at all, but since I jumpered that wire and come back here and look, probably not see that very well, but there are brake lights on. So what that tells me is my grounds are good, my wiring's good, it's all good except for that switch, which I'm hesitant to just pop off and pop back on with another one. Hopefully that fixes it. If not, I'll have to bleed the brakes one more time, which will suck. It turns out that little switch was the problem. So the original one didn't work, and believe it or not, I had one left over from the Edsel that I did like 2 years ago, and that one didn't work either. So $10 later, I have a new switch and working brake lights. Hey, a $10 fix, if everything was that cheap, I'd be happy, but we have the brake lights working and we got the interior lights working today, so that's something. So this Mercury came optioned with the 6-way power seat. There's the switch. It wasn't working, so I figured I'd pull it apart and take a look at it. Looking at the switch, it looks all complete. I'm kind of worried about that center piece. I don't know if that's broken. It had a knob in there at one point. Anyways, I pulled the switch off, and using my trusty test light, I checked each one of these to look for power. Didn't get any power at the switch, so that means I had to chase it back to farther back. And if you take a look under the carpet, look at that. Pretty sure that's the power lead for this seat. It looks like it's gotten wet and corroded. What that means is if I fix that, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get something working. But something cool is I found this under the seat. So this is a Zippo Lighter from Southwest Stone Company, crushed stone and asphaltic concrete, Dallas. On the bottom it says Zippo on it. So obviously it doesn't work, and I don't have any use for it, but it still sparks. Huh. So I might clean that up, keep it as a memento, I guess. I don't know. Let's see if we can get some power to that switch. Alright, using my test light, I can see that this wire is hot. Which means if I connect it to where it was going to go, it should work. That power lead is now connected. So here's the moment of truth. Ooh, it makes a noise. Whether that does anything is something entirely different. Well, I don't know what that one's supposed to do. Let's try the switch in the middle. That doesn't do anything either. Well, might need a little bit more R&R. So here's the finished result of the power seat. So I had to put in some kind of knob because the original one was broken. And I also had to clean up the inside of the switch. But I got it all to work, so check this out. So that's for the really, really short people. Is up like that. Now here's the thing. This one, the up, the down, and then this, they don't do anything. So the only thing that works is the forward to back, but that's okay because at least it's something. One more thing fixed.